So what can you say about toxic masculinity, boys? We are all to believe that all men are toxic, aren't we? Yeah, well, of course. See, because a certain number of men display toxic behavior, but that's attributed to all men. Well, especially all white men. And there's no such thing as toxic femininity because women can do no wrong. They are blameless, pure angels from heaven, riding on unicorns with rainbow horns, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to believe? So we've got this all about women hashtag here. This is the Sydney Opera House. Talks and ideas, as they might say down under. Toxic masculinity. Take it away, boys.
You the makeup girl?
See? Gender roles. Did you catch that? Are you the makeup girl? You couldn't be the producer of this because you're a woman, so you've got to be the makeup girl. You see how toxic this guy is? Oh my God. You see, that's really the horror and the pain and the suffering and the oppression women have to put up with in the Western world. Someone assumes that they're the makeup girl. The horror of it all.
Look at this.
Repressing emotions does not make you more masculine. False. I haven't cried since 1993 and I can bench press a fridge.
Is it full of beer though? Because that would be like a real man. I can bench press a fridge. That's nothing. You're a pussy. But it's full of beer. Oh, you're a real man. All right, here's the thing. When women, let's not generalize all women, let's just say the feminists, when they say men need to be more emotional, they need to show their emotions, they need to be more like women and show their feelings and all of this shit, what they're really talking about, and all of the stuff they say, you have to unpack. You have to decode it, because it's never actually what they say. It's the subtle bits under the nuance, you might say. So when they say they want men to be more emotional, what they mean is the men that they're attracted to, the Chads, Tyrones, the Jamals, whatever, they're not emotional toward them because these men don't care about them. They are just another plate. They're another smash and dash, another pump and dump. So when they say men need to be more emotional, what they mean is Chad and Tyrone need to be more emotional about me because I want them. They don't mean general men. They don't give a flying f*** what you think, boys. They don't care.
Make me cry.
Okay, let's say you are a miner. You're in the blue sky mines and you're digging asbestos all day to get the paycheck to bring home to your wife who chose to stay at home. Let's say she chooses to stay at home. You've got some kids there. And when you go off and have your bagged lunch to go work in the mine, she's fucking all the neighbors. It's just like a carousel. They come in one door, go out the other, and another one comes in. All of the children you discover are not biologically yours. And you come home and you say, excuse me, hon, I found out maybe this isn't really good because you're upset, having freedom as a woman and you're trying to oppress her being a man. She divorces you, takes half your shit, and the kids that aren't even yours, you get to pay for 18 years. Are you crying yet?
Bet you can't.
I bet I can.
It's okay to be emotional.
Who are you calling emotional? Jack, just for being a man. Let me be a man.
Okay, see, this is out of control. That is out of control anger. That is not the way men act, at least the ones that have control of themselves.
Men need to be more on board with their own evolution and be open to criticism.
Women need to be more on board with their own evolution and be open to No. Hamster, you got it wrong, man. You got it wrong. Women are perfect. They can never be subject to criticism because the criticism would be from a man, and men are all evil and toxic.
I mean, men are pretty open to criticism.
I've had a gut full of this shit.
When you see other men behaving badly, you should call it out.
Go right ahead.
Only certain men. I don't accuse all men of being prone to violence.
No.
Might get bashed up.
Respect is not earned through aggression and dominance. False. It is survival of the fittest, not survival of the shit.
Maybe it's achievement that gets respect. Maybe?
Look at Trump.
Yes. Donald Trump, that evil son of a bitch. 24/7, 365 for years. The media, everybody in the media, everybody in the press, even in his own administration, has been trying to torpedo this guy, and yet he still stands. Your average mortal man would have resigned a couple of years ago.
Who gets to define what is behaving badly?
Raping women, bad behavior. Physically attacking someone for no reason, beating somebody up or abusing them physically or whatever, bad behavior. Saying good morning to a woman on the street, not bad behavior. Yeah, the feminists believe it is if you're not attractive.
Women.
Exactly. Well, I got fired from a job, and all I did was pinch my secretary on the arse, and in her mind, it was sexual harassment.
It was actually sexual assault, but you'll notice they go to great pains to not say it was sexual assault. Can you think of any reason why? They have spent years trying to make you believe that when someone says they have been sexually assaulted, that means they have been raped, when in fact, rape is just one of a bunch of things considered to be sexual assault. But they can't say that here, because if they said that, it would seem like this guy raped his secretary, wouldn't it?
That's because it is sexual harassment.
Well, it's about perspectives.
No, not really. It is illegal to do that. And if men do these things at work or anywhere else, they should be punished. Most men believe that. See, the problem comes in, sir, when your secretary accuses you of doing something like that, and you actually didn't, she calls HR, and your ass is fired. Because believe all women, do you understand the difference between actually doing something and being punished for it, and not doing something and being punished for it? Regardless, you're f***ed anyway. That's why we complain about this.
It was Schrodinger's harassment.
No, you literally harassed her.
According to her, I did.
According to the law, you sexually assaulted her. But let's not get into details.
Exactly.
Toxic masculinity is filtered down through generations.
Yeah.
Everything is filtered down through generations.
Yes, genes and everything.
That's how time works.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad taught me that.
Women's value is equal to men's and should not be systemically devalued.
I think we all agree with that, right? Well, fortunately, Mr. Tattoo Boy, in the West, men and women are treated equally under the law. But feminism would tell you they're not.
If women didn't have the kids that men wanted them to, they would earn the same.
If women didn't have the kids that men wanted them to. Okay, bald guy, you understand men have no say in the matter. None. Zero. They can have sex with a woman, and if she gets pregnant, they have nothing to say about it. He can't force her to have a baby. He can't force her to have an abortion. He can't even do anything about it. It's completely up to her. So if a woman, through her own choice, decides to have a child, she needs to understand that there will be some price to pay, whether it's time with the child, which you won't have because you're working, or less time at work because you want to spend more time with the child. It's a give and take. You've got to understand there are consequences to choices.
Sharing domestic responsibilities does not make you a cuck.
When feminism defines domestic responsibilities, what they mean is anything that happens inside the house. And they say, well, women do 4 hours more a week or whatever of domestic chores. What they mean is inside the house. They don't count anything outside the house because that's different. See, mowing the lawn, trimming the trees, shoveling snow, fixing the roof, cleaning the window. No. That's not a domestic responsibility. Oddly, mostly men do that kind of stuff. See, so that doesn't count. So when they say women do so many more domestic chores, they're only talking about what happens inside the house. Cherry-picked statistics. Anyone?
What's a cuck?
A cuck is when a husband does things he doesn't want to do just because his wife wants him to do it.
That's loving self-sacrifice. I thought that was manly.
Yeah, it is. That's just a relationship. You're in a relationship with someone, you do things for them, they do things for you, you do things together to benefit everyone. It's not being a cuck, is it?
No, that's cuckiness. You've been totally cuckinated.
Did that help you in your marriage?
Yep. Which one?
Real men do not solve their problems through violence. I remember violence solving a little problem called World War II.
They're trying to portray men making excuses for their toxic masculinity. We all know we're talking about men in fisticuffs here, taking it out on each other, for dominance and all that other kind of, Neanderthal kind of shit. We're not talking about war. If Hitler invades your country, what are you going to do? Give up and get shipped off to a concentration camp? Of course not. You're going to fight. It was imposed upon those people. They had to fight back or they would not have survived. Sometimes it's necessary.
Oh, thanks, violence, for helping out with the war. Thanks, violence.
You remember Dano's Bucks night, right? And we're playing...
Now we're going to tell a dirty joke with no women around, but yet it is offensive to the snowflakes. Yeah.
But it was the
horse came in with the, and she,
with a woman of a...
she did what? What?
Just she got to... Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, but the horse was happy, so.
you think that's objectifying women?
No, because the women went in the room, so it's just the blokes, just the boys.
Yeah, just having a laugh, you know. I'm certain it's not toxic femininity when the girls get together with no boys around and they compare dick sizes with the guys they've been. No, that's not objectifying men. No. That's just girls being free and having fun, right?
What's the best way to stop toxic masculinity moving forward?
You can't say that. Toxic masculinity doesn't exist.
Imagine pushing an entire gender down for no reason.
That's exactly what we're saying, why we push back against this stuff. Because there is toxic behavior and there are toxic men. Let's, for example, take the rapist, who is probably one of the more toxic men in existence, right? How many rapes are there in the United States reported per year? 100,000. Feminists like to say the number's 10 times more than that, so let's say it's 1 million. 1 million rapes per year. 1 million men. Some of the most toxic behavior you can ever imagine. What is the percentage of the population that is a rapist? 0.3%. 99.7% of men are not. However, feminists would like you to believe it's the exact opposite. They live in a fantasy world, people. Links below. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.